Hey guys, gals and non-binary pals. Welcome back to my channel. I know it's been a few weeks, so first I wanna apologize for my absence, but I'm back. Again, sorry for the smallish break with no warning, but boy did I have some stuff to work out. Nothing major, just a few school proper exams to do, but right now, I've managed to fit in making a video, so here we are. Also, here in Scotland we get to choose our school subjects, like what ones we do in our later years of high school. And I have just changed some of choices from subjects which really stress me out to some that are much nicer and calmer for me. I want to be happy next school year, you get what I'm saying? Anyway, today I provide to you the fourth part of my college or series. There's definitely going to be a part 5 after this, and maybe even a 6th one too. Not sure, so please let me know, of course, what you think in the comments below. And without any more from me, enjoy the video.
A few weeks pass and Atsumu still has a job at the college. He and SakuAtsu are getting on very well. Over the past weeks they have only increased in how flirty they are, well, Atsumu at least. SakuAtsu was still shy, but he'd say he's being professional, which to be fair he is. But he does get increasingly more flustered and visibly more red. Atsumu started in spring, and over his time there summer was slowly approaching. That would mean a summer break for the institution. Which also only meant that sooner and sooner the old pay teacher would return and Atsumu would be out of a job. Soon a knock could be heard on the door of SakuAtsu's classroom. "You can come in." He raises his voice enough to be heard from the outside. The door opens and without looking up the person walks over and SakuAtsu asks, "How may I?" "Good morning, smarty pants. Beautiful Monday, right?" Atsumu says as he leans one hand on SakuAtsu's desk, causing SakuAtsu to look up. "Ah, you. Well, what an enthusiastic greeting from my lover." "Oh, we're not lovers." He quickly swats Atsumu's hand off his desk. "Oh, we're not, But I don't typically let just anybody share my bed." Instantly SakuAtsu reddens. "Will you shut up? Someone may hear you." "Ha ha ha, I doubt it." SakuAtsu leans back in his chair as Atsumu stands very calmly. Anyway. What brings you to my class?" "Well, I'm actually in need of your help." "Of course. Ahem. Since it's nearing the end of the school year, I decided to try and organize a little excursion for my class." "I see." SakuAtsu leans forward and places his elbows on the desk, intertwining his fingers and resting his chin on them. "What sort of excursion per se?" "Well, since it's a pay class and we've been doing volleyball. And I happen to know there's a big volleyball game going on close by that I really want to go to. I was thinking I'd take my class to that." "Right. So you just want an excuse to go to your volleyball match? Could you not have just taken a sick day? Less hassle, no?" "Well, yeah, but one. I'm a responsible teacher." SakuAtsu scoffs. "Hey. And two. Well, if I go on a trip it also means I need a second teacher to accompany me, and I figured this is the only way I'd get you to skip school." He sweetly sweeps his foot over the floor and looks away innocently. "You want me to come with you?" "Of course. You've been getting really good when you play with me and my friends, and you seem to enjoy it. So I thought maybe you'd wanna go to a game with me. And my class." SakuAtsu stands up and walks around his desk to be next to Atsumu, who's still looking away. He carefully lifts up his chin to force Atsumu to look at him, and he simply says, "I would love to go with you. And your class." Instantly Atsumu's eyes light up and his smile widens to a cheeky grin. He wraps his arms around SakuAtsu, extremely tightly squeezing him. "Yay. Okay, all I gotta do is clear it with some higher up people and tell the class, and then can't breathe. Oh shit." He releases SakuAtsu and moves SakuAtsu's hair out of his face for him. "You okay?" "Yeah, and that all sounds good. Don't forget to get everything approved." Yeah, I will." "Great. I so can't wait. I'm gonna get a head start on getting stuff allowed." He quickly kisses SakuAtsu on the cheek. "Thank you so much. See ya later, cutie." He winks and runs out of the classroom, swiftly closing the door. Dumbass. The day goes on as usual and soon it comes to an end. SakuAtsu packs up as usual and gets ready to go home. He and Atsumu hadn't made any special plans today, so he was just gonna go home and relax in his fashion. But just as he's about to leave, once again a certain someone busts through his door. "I did it," he says, racing in. "Did what?" "I managed to get everything approved for the volleyball trip." "Really? That was very fast. Things like that usually take time." "Or so I imagine. I've never set up a trip." "No, it was pretty straightforward." Flash back to the start of the day just after Atsumu left SakuAtsu's classroom. Firstly, Atsumu continues his morning as usual with his head filling with ideas about the trip. Even though he truly only wanted an excuse to go with SakuAtsu and of course a day off of school. He went to his first class of the day and he did his usual in a very good and enthusiastic mood. By the time it was over, he had spare time to go inquire about his request for his trip. He went to the head offices where the most important people at the school were. He asked the people required and was given the go-ahead. All he had to do was tell the class he wanted to bring, the class he was doing volleyball with the most. It just happened he had that class a little later, so as soon as that time came around he got to his class and told them of the trip. They were completely into the idea and it was received well. So that meant the trip was on. It was in a week and it was all set up. The group would meet at the train station and get it to the center where the game was being held. Since this is a college and all students are adults, they are expected to be able to make it most of the way on their own. Now let's cut back to the end of the day where Atsumu has abruptly entered again. And yeah. So it was pretty easy. So next week. You, me and volleyball. And your class. And my class. Well, sounds good then, I can't wait. He says so plainly. Really, you can back out if you want. I just said I wanted to. But you sound so uninterested. It's been a long day, even a smarty pants need to rest. Oh, of course. Well, I shall walk you to the parking lot. Haha, why thank you. The pair walk out of the classroom and soon the building over to their cars, who are parked right next to each other. Ah, well, I shall see you tomorrow. Yeah. Oh, that reminds me. The old pay teacher is supposed to be coming back pretty soon, so that'll be good for you to have less classes. Much less. Does he not know that means I have to leave? Sorry, what did you say? I couldn't hear. Ah, nothing. I'll see you tomorrow. Sure. Please text me the information for the volleyball thing next week. Ahoho, I will definitely text you. They both smile. Alright, bye Atsumu. He gets in his car and starts it and soon drives out, and all he can see in his rear view mirror is Atsumu standing there waving. Goodbye SakuAtsu. He then gets in his car and drives off. A week passes and soon enough it's time for the volleyball trip. SakuAtsu is a little early and so as expected the first one to arrive at the train station. Soon students start to show up very excited, but yet as time goes on no Atsumu. But luckily enough, just as SakuAtsu starts to worry, everyone sees Mr. Mio running up. Sorry if I'm late everyone. Are we all here? He walks over to SakuAtsu. I checked. Everyone who is supposed to be is here. Well, now you're here anyway. Woo, that's great. Now the train should be arriving any second. And just as he says so, the train comes speeding along and comes to a halt to open the doors. Alright everyone. Get on the train. Stay decently close by and you all know where we're getting off, so no stragglers please. Atsumu and SakuAtsu wait as they watch everyone get on and then get on themselves. The trains are already very bus, so the two professors let everyone else try and grab a nice spot to stand or sit in first. Oh. This leaves these two. Oh. Standing very close, face to face. Fancy meeting you here. Ah, shush. He rolls his eyes and adjusts his glasses. The train sets off and eventually they make it to the other station where they get off. Just a short walk until they made it to the center where the volleyball match is being held. It's a big arena and it's a pretty chill game, so no tickets or entry passes were required to get in. Meaning they easily got in and sat down in seats very quickly. Atsumu and SakuAtsu are at the end together as they all wait for the game to start. They can see the players on the court doing some minor warm-ups before it begins. Ah, this is going to be a good match. How do you know? Can't you feel it? He gets up and stretches out before sitting back down. The people, the players, this is going to be amazing. Well, I'll take your word for it. Haha, you won't need to look. It's beginning. He was right. The match was starting up. The players of each team walked onto the court and faced one another through the net and took a courteous bow. Then they walked into their positions and the whistle was blown and the match started. It was decided before what team would start, so that was no issue. Everyone in the crowd was instantly stuck in. Atsumu's class were intently watching, and even more so was Atsumu, even SakuAtsu. A few points in for each team. There were cheers, there were boos, and there were chants. It was a very alive place to be. It gets to a point where the teams are taking a short break and everyone in the crowds is discussing the game. The class were talking to each other very passionately about it, and it was very touching for Atsumu to witness. But soon enough the game goes back on and the match is played out into the third and final set. Each team being very close in score, but eventually the match is won by a narrow 2-point lead. Atsumu and his class weren't there to support a specific team, but each person had a personal favorite, and so each person was either very happy or a little disappointed about the outcome, but not Atsumu. He was so amazed how well this little excursion worked out. He could tell it really motivated his class and it brought a tear to his eye. You okay there? We're all leaving. Oh right, coming. Just a very good game. He gets up and follows SakuAtsu out. For the trip it was decided that everyone would be able to make their own way home, meaning only SakuAtsu and Atsumu would be left together. They get outside and take a minute to breathe the fresh air. That was amazing. Right. Thank you so much for taking me out. Of course. Thank you so much for coming. I'm feeling so much adrenaline right now I could just. SakuAtsu, knowing what Atsumu was gonna say, finishes that sentence for him. Well, not exactly. SakuAtsu kisses Atsumu just for a few seconds and he kisses back. That is what I was going to say. The pair awkwardly laugh and walk away. So what are your plans for the rest of the day? I dunno. The match ended a little early, so I have even more time now, especially since we don't have to go back to the school now. Well, if you want, since I've been to yours a bunch, you can hang around at mine. Oh really? I mean if you want to, since we have the rest of today off. Yeah, I'd love to. Okay. Well, we should hurry, I think the train back will be coming soon. Okay. I know a shortcut, just follow my lead. He grabs SakuAtsu's hand and they start racing off towards the station in Atsumu's shortcut.
And we've made it to the end of the video. If you're still here watching, thank you so much. If you're feeling funky, comment the word random to show you've made it to the end. Thanks again and ciao guys.